Another good reason as to why I don't get on with people is due to the fact that a lot of people are actually in fact blue-pilled without even realising it. They project, things that they think could well actually in fact spark our interest and gain our attention. An example of this would be people with cats, or any other form of animal for that matter. When are people going to realise I feast on animals? And I don't care what hate it gets me at the end of the day, because I have free will. And who was it that gave man dominion over all animals upon the face of the earth? It was God the Father himself. And unlike, these blue-pilled infantiles of today that don't have the brains to actually live and think for themselves, I can. And you people are actually in fact talking to someone that could quite literally grab your pet, skin it alive, throw it on a barbecue and feast on it for lunch. Call me psychopathic, call me all the names under the sun if you have to. I couldn't care less. I'm trying to prove a point. While this point's going to get me bashed by many, I couldn't give a shit. Because if people actually read the Bible, they would know where I'm going with this. That there is no crime in eating animal flesh. And I choose to eat animal flesh, whether people like me for it or not. And if people don't like me for it, then fuck you. Go and cry somewhere else. Because you're not welcome here. As a matter of fact, no one is welcome here. Because like I said, unlike the blue-pilled infantiles of today, I'm able to think and live for myself. I'm able to make my own choices and my own decisions. I'm also perfectly happy living alone. The last thing I need are infantile people within my life projecting what they think I'm actually in fact interested in. I mean, do I look like the type of guy that you see around every single day of the week, stroking as many dogs as I possibly can? Sure, I might crack a dog a smile, give him a little pet here and there, as you will. Because in all honesty, I love dogs, I'm not going to lie. But I'm referring to wild animals, Cats are technically considered wild. They're predators, right? And like I said, you're talking to a guy that could quite literally kill your pet, bar the dogs of course, skin them alive and spit roast them on a barbecue and feast on them for pretty much however many days to come to keep me alive in the wild. In other words, I'm not interested about the small talk that people have to offer in regards to their pets. Oh, my hamster's going in for this appointment today, or my hamster's broken its leg, or my cat's getting this treatment or that treatment. Do I look like I give a fuck? Do I actually think... do I care, really? Come on now. No. Because it's small talk. It is bullshit. It does not interest me. Come at me with some fucking intellectually challenging abilities, people. Provoke the inner lion. And let's have a real conversation. Because right now, when it comes down to people and their small talk, my patience is wearing dangerously thin. I don't want to be around it. It is bullshit. And it's smoke and mirrors. So once again, you people need to get it into your heads, man. You're talking to someone that could quite literally grab your pet, skin them alive, and spit roast them on a barbecue in order to feast on them, in order to keep this body alive of mine. And I'm not even bluffing, because I would quite literally do that within the wild if I had no choice but to, using my knowledge in order to survive. So in other words, I don't want to be hearing your small talk about your pets, on what's happening in your in your day-to-day lives regarding your pets. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Smite me with some seriously interesting conversation that sometimes could actually, in fact, not only provoke me, but make me uncomfortable in such a way where I intellectually bombard you back. And before you know it, two people click. Because both people involved are not being fake. There's no small talk there. No childish play. Nothing. They're just being real. In other words, they're not following a narrative. They're not following the opinions, validations, and all of this bullshit of other people, thinking that they're actually, in fact, living a real life based off of these said, validations and opinions of other people. Rather, they are living and thinking for themselves. Independence, man. Independence. When are you people gonna actually wake up, smell the coffee being brewing? And know that some of us are actually, in fact, growing and evolving, and we don't have the time of day to be buying into this small talk bullshit. Many people nowadays, it's always small talk. It's unimaginative, it's uncreative, it's not challenging enough. I mean, how do you expect someone with a conscience along with common sense to grow and evolve if people are too scared to actually, in fact, intellectually challenge us with decent, real conversations? Pull me up on a behaviour that I don't even know I'm doing. Challenge me. While I might be uncomfortable with the idea, and it might provoke me for a little while, I can guarantee you I'll be thanking you for it later on, once I've actually calmed down, after doing some deep reflecting, because you've just helped me overcome a bad behaviour, a bad addiction, a bad problem. That's admirable. That's real. Unlike this small talk, like I said, infantile, blue pill bullshit. With no value, no source, nothing. It's the same old repetitive cycle that's basically being said through pretty much every Tom, Dick and Harry. It's repeated. It's old news, man. Like I said, call me whatever you want. I don't give a shit. And if I had to, within a life or death situation, I would quite literally feast on a human being if they so happen to die, for whatever causes. It might sound grotty, it might sound volatile, it might sound, what's the word I'm looking for? Sickening, as you will. But unlike people of today that follow a narrative, I don't go on feeling an emotion. If I'm within a life or death situation, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to fight back. And if I have to, I will take your pet, I will skin it alive, and I will fucking spit roast it on a barbecue and feast for a couple of days straight. Like I said, call me whatever you want. I don't give a shit about people's feelings and emotions, man, because I'm hardcore. I have crocodile skin. You know, I have crocodile skin, unlike these blue pill pussies of today that don't have a backbone. Weak as piss, man. Too fickle. And this is why I don't like to be around all that many people. It's pathetic. You know, we live within such a backward-ass clown world today, it's not even remotely funny. If anything, being within it longer than I should drains the fuck out of me. I want to be surrounded by real people for once, you know, that aren't afraid to intellectually challenge me, that aren't afraid to actually, in fact, pull me up when I've done something or said something wrong. Whether it gets you a chastising or a serious telling off in the long run. Because like I said, even after deep reflection, I can guarantee you'll get my gratitude later on. Because I'll begin to realise, well, wait a minute, this person, you know, while it may come across as though they were attacking me, they were actually helping me. In order to grow and evolve. And this is why I don't follow the narrative like the vast majority of everybody else. This is why I love to be alone. Because like I said, people are so backwards, man, that it drains me it drains me by being around them. It really does. Like, you know, George Carlin said in one of his stand-ups, you know, the world that we live in, the society we live in, it's fucking embarrassing. And he's absolutely right for saying that. It is fucking embarrassing. Pardon my language, but it's true. It is embarrassing. It's a wrap.